Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo.
And my name is Cole 2K.
And this is the WWE Bad Blood results and AEW Wrestledream predictions episode of Wrestling Renaissance. For those of you who've never joined us before every WWE, PLE, and AEW pay-per-view, we talk about the build-up to the shows, make our official predictions, and on subsequent shows, we break down the results, see how we fared in our predictions, rate each match on the Co-op Entertainment Review scale, etc., so on and so forth. So let's kick things off with Bad Blood. Let's look back at Bad Blood. We're going to start with the opening match, which was the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. And oh boy, did this match deliver. It was fantastic.
It was bloody. It was hard-hitting. It was really good.
Told a good story.
Very good.
Excellent match.
And pretty long.
Yeah, definitely a match of the
really
year contender for
match.
me. It was exactly what we were looking for. They didn't break out of the cell, which does suck. But what they did in the cell, in sort of the traditional Hell in a Cell match sense, they knocked it out of the park. I'd say top 3 Hell in a Cell matches ever.
Easy top 5.
Easy top 5 for sure, definitely. Key moments of the match were CM Punk getting busted open with a... How did he get busted
into the cage?
Oh, yes, that's right. He got lawn darted into the cage by Drew. And then Drew got busted open by a toolbox that Punk got from underneath the ring and smacked him over the head with it.
Straight to the dome.
And it was apparently a legitimate cut. It wasn't a blade job after all.
I think I saw 16 staples.
16 staples to close his wound. Yeah, you could tell it wasn't a blade job because it was like on the top of his head through his hair. Like no one was gonna blade like that. Not to my knowledge, anyway. So yeah, that was rough. At a couple of times during the match, they did try to throw him a towel, and Drew was having none of that.
None.
At one point, he actually threw the towel at the ref or out of the ring, something like that. I was like, nope. I think he wiped his face with it one time just because it was getting in his eyes. But other than that, he's like, nah, get out of here. This is Hell in a Cell. Which I completely agree with. No towels in Hell in a Cell. That's just ridiculous. Another highlight moment was definitely near the end when Drew went for the Claymore, missed Punk, and smoked the stairs.
Right
damn.
At the base of his back.
Yep, right at the small of his back. That looked painful. That looked real bad.
That was rough.
Yeah, maybe the high spot of the whole match. It was really good.
Yep, I'd agree.
There was also the beads, which was kind of funny.
The beads, yep.
Drew brought out a bag that looked very reminiscent of like a thumbtack bag.
Thumbtacks or glass.
The thumbtacks are
I
glass.
know during our reaction show, we were wondering if it was real glass because the whole CM Punk. Jack Perry real glass, or if it was going to be thumbtacks, cool. Which is always a big thing. But neither one of us thought it was going to be beads.
No, it was the replicas of
really
all
nice.
The beads from the friendship bracelet, which was really, really good storytelling for sure.
Yep. Really good to tie it all in.
Yep. Drew slammed him on the beads, and in turn, Punk ended up making Drew eat the beads towards the end as well. Just
made him eat the beads and then eat his knee with the chain on his knee.
Oh yeah, that's right. He wrapped his knee in the chain.
Wrapped the chain, yep.
To do the GTS.
The GTS.
That's right.
Which was the finish.
Maybe he should change the name of the GTS to eat my knee or
feed me knee.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic match. I don't think I missed any like major points in the match.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And CM Punk won after Drew hit the stairs. made him eat the beads, and gave him a GTS with the chain around his knee, which almost botched. I was so glad it didn't. That chain that he wrapped around his leg was starting to come a little loose by the time he went for the GTS. So, but it did hit, and it looked fantastic. So fantastic match. CM Punk wins, and from what I'm reading, what I'm understanding is that Drew is taking a significant amount of time off, so we won't see him for a little bit. And Punk came out on Raw the next night and said that he'll probably be gone for a little bit. And they teased a little bit of him and Seth Rollins before he left. So Punk taking time off makes more sense than Drew. Drew makes sense just because he just went through the feud of the year. He can take some time off.
Yeah. And I know either last week or the week before, his aunt died.
Yeah, it was aunt or his grandma, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was either his aunt or his uncle, but I'm pretty sure it was his aunt.
Yeah.
His brother had come out and said that their aunt died.
Gotcha. Yeah, so probably wants some family time for sure. And Punk being away makes sense because the next pay-per-view is Crown Jewel, and we are all very aware that Punk is very anti-Saudi. So he, I'm sure, wrote in his contract or made it a request upon rejoining WWE that he is not on those shows. So there's no point.
And usually they're pretty good about keeping, letting people not go to that show that have that type of, that don't want to.
Yeah, I think Kevin Owens was another one that never did Crown Jewel, if I remember correctly.
Sammy was for the longest time until
and then he finally went. Yeah.
I think he might take off until Rumble. Maybe.
I think Punk will be back before the Rumble, but I think Drew will probably take time off until the Rumble. I mean, I can't see them both coming back at the Rumble. That would be weird, but I mean, I guess it would also kind of make sense, have them meet in the Rumble just to have a little bit of a flashback there.
Or maybe come back for the first Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, Punk being on the first Raw on Netflix totally makes sense, especially since John Cena is pretty much confirmed to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do we do in predictions on Hell in a Cell?
Well, we both picked Punk. Okay. I picked him for 1, and you picked him for 5.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice early lead. All right. Moving forward to the WWE Women's Championship, Nia Jax defended against Bayley in a rematch from SummerSlam. Was it SummerSlam? No, WrestleMania.
Yes. Yep. Nope, it was SummerSlam because Nia had won King of the Ring to face Bayley at SummerSlam.
That's right.
Or Queen of the Ring.
That is right. This match was not something I was looking forward to personally. And it was pretty much all about, is Tiffany going to cash in? She did enter the match at one point and basically caused a distraction. And I think it was either after the match or towards the end of the match, Nia caught Tiffy with the briefcase.
They were both down. Both Bayley and Nia were down. And I don't remember how they went down. Might have been a move from the top. Maybe like a superplex from the top or something. They were both down, and Tiffany comes running down. Acts like she's going to cash in or, contemplated cashing in, and Nia sits up like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Would sit up and sees Tiffany, and Tiffany gets shared. She gets scared shitless, and she leaves the ring, and Nia ends up squashing Bayley for the win.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about the match. It was fine. I'm not a Nia Jax fan, and I think Bayley can do so much better than what she's been doing. So I just it was my pee break for the night.
Oh, not me. That was for me. That was the third best match of the night.
Really? Well, out of 5, that's not amazing.
Well, The other two, I thought I would like more than this one, but
it should be interesting to talk about. All right. So yeah, how we do on the predictions on Nia Jax winning that one?
Well, we both picked Nia.
Okay.
I know in our prediction show, I wanted to predict that Tiffany was going to cash in, but if there was going to be a winner of this match between these two, we both picked Nia.
Okay.
And we both picked Nia for 4.
Oh, right. This was the one we matched on. That's right.
Yep.
Alrighty then.
And as far as how I'd rate it, I'd probably give it about a 6.5 to 7.
6.5. Yeah, I give it a 5. It's fine. The Punk match, Hell in a Cell, I give probably a 9.
9. Easy. 9.
We always forget to give the ratings at the end.
Yep.
We got to stop doing that. All right. Next up was Damian Priest versus Finn Balor in a one-on-one grudge match. And this match went real short.
This one was the shortest. This was just under 13 minutes, 12:45.
Yeah, it went by pretty quick. It was fine. It honestly felt like, I don't know, it felt like a Raw match for some reason. I don't know what it was about it.
Definitely one that could have been on Raw.
Yeah. The fact that Gunther versus Sammy was on Raw in place of this, I was like, they could have had this as the main event on Raw instead, and I'd be way happier with that. Not much to say about it. Obviously, there was a ton of interference from Carlito, JD McDonough, and Damian just kind of clean overcame it.
Other than interference from the Judgment Day, I cannot name one move in this match.
Yeah, very forgettable.
Very forgettable. This was one of the two that I thought was going to be better than the Nia and Bayley match, but I was disappointed.
Oh wait, didn't maybe I might be screwing this up with Raw, but did Jay come down during this match and Braun came down and speared him?
No,
that must have been on Raw.
Yeah, must have been on Raw.
All right.
People were cheering, or people were
wanting Jay to come down.
Wanting Jay to come down, but no,
just didn't happen. Yeah, I don't think he was on the show.
He was not on the show.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. It was fine. Like I said, it was more of a Raw match than a PLE type match. Yeah. So, and it made Finn Balor and the new Judgment Day look really weak, in my opinion.
Very weak. Yep. I don't know where they go from here. Other than the women's storyline.
I have no idea where. My assumption is that they're going to focus on the tag team championships that they're holding that they don't defend.
Are they still champions?
I think so.
I guess they are.
I don't think they've defended it maybe ever.
No.
Just double check. Yep, they're still champions. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, sad.
They really are.
Yeah, splitting up the tag team championship into 2 belts again was a bad idea, in my opinion.
Yep.
Should have been 1. All right, well, not much else to say. I'm sure Damian will go on to maybe... I don't know what Damian does. I don't know what either of these guys do, honestly. And like I said, unless there's going to be 2 War Games matches and we're going to get, a Judgment Day versus Damian, Maria, and 2 others.
I mean, I know during the post-show press conference, he was saying, he thinks he should get back into the world title picture because, he beat Finn Balor, who was a former world champion, and all this great stuff about him. But Finn hasn't really done anything in the last 3 years since they started Judgment Day that beating Finn Balor doesn't warrant a title match for him. So I don't know.
No.
I don't know what's going to go on for Priest after this.
Yeah, maybe he's taking time off too. Who knows?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? All right, was he on Raw last night? No, he wasn't. Finn? He was on the taping for Raw next week.
Okay.
The main event I think next week is Rhea and Damian versus I don't know. I can't remember.
No.
Something crazy.
I read it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Okay. How'd we do on our predictions?
Picks, we both picked Priest, but this was a reverse of Punk and Drew. I picked 5 and you picked 1.
Damn, so we're tied.
So we are tied.
Alrighty then.
With the same number of points remaining.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Moving on. The next segment was not a match, but it was the controversial segment involving Triple H and Gunther and someone else that I'll get into in a minute. But first, Triple H came out to make a groundbreaking announcement. And when he got in the ring, we saw that there was a title belt underneath a sheet. So you and I were speculating maybe it's the mid-card women's title that has been rumored for a while, or maybe it's Cody's new Winged Eagle championship belt that Cody was talking a lot about before he became champion and still hasn't delivered on.
He's been talking about it for a long time, even before he became champion.
I can't believe they haven't updated that title yet. It's crazy to me. But no, it is not. It is way worse. It is way worse. It is the Crown Jewel Championship. And what that means is that at the Crown Jewel, it'll be champions versus champions. So we are going to get Gunther versus Cody, and Liv versus Nia, and each respective winner will win this god-awful, gaudy, blood money,
jewel-infested championship.
And everyone booed.
That is not to be defended, but...
No, it's basically the equivalent of a trophy. It is not an actual championship belt. They're just calling it that because I'm sure Mr. King Saudi wanted it that way.
Wanted his own champion. Just like Braun Strowman was the winner of the Greatest Royal Rumble
the Greatest Royal Rumble trophy. I think it was a trophy. There was one thing that they had a crown jewel that was a green belt. I remember, and I don't know.
I think that was the belt, and Shane McMahon got the trophy for whatever the
best in the world thing.
Best in the world tournament thing or whatever.
So stupid. God, wrestling was bad back then. Oh my God. Okay. So not a groundbreaking announcement. The crowd hated it. I hated it. I thought it was, well, you and I had talked about it. We thought it was maybe the worst WWE segment since Triple H has taken charge.
Yeah. I don't think that's much of a stretch to say that.
No, I
mean, for me, it's either that or any Wyatt 6 segment since they've come back.
Ooh, damn!
I mean,
shade being thrown.
Oh yeah.
But that wasn't the end of the segment because after that announcement, Gunther makes an appearance on the show because reasons, and
because it involved him.
Yeah, I suppose so. He starts mouthing off and then targets a man sitting in the front row from the city. Goldberg is sitting in the front row, and Gunther starts taunting him. Saying, I'll have a match with you. I've got 3 minutes to spare. All this kind of good trash talking, which was highly entertaining. And then Goldberg kind of threatened to get in the ring, but ultimately didn't. And that was basically it.
I ended up getting in the ring, but I think after Sammy had come down and
oh yes, that's right.
Kind of
Sammy came down and ambushed
Gunther out of the ring.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I guess they're teasing Goldberg versus Gunther at some point.
A lot of people thought maybe Goldberg would come out on Monday and cost Gunther his championship match with Sammy for Sammy to win, and then set up a match with Gunther and Goldberg.
A crown jewel.
But yeah,
that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. Thankfully.
Yeah, I don't know what, unless there's, I mean, the only thing I can think of is they're teasing that for WrestleMania. That's the only other show Goldberg will do is, one of the big four. I mean, I guess they could have it at Royal Rumble, but I don't know. As long as they don't make him lose the title to do this, I'm fine with it. If he defends his title against Goldberg and he wins, I'm totally cool with that. But if Goldberg wins, that's so stupid. So stupid. This man is done. He's done. Let him... it's frustrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, horrible segment. Horrible announcement. It's just... Everything about it just kind of reeked of corporate... You know?
Yeah. I mean, they
this
did
wasn't Triple H's decision, clearly.
No. It does not seem like it. And even during his promo, I don't know. It's almost like you could see it in his eyes that he just wasn't feeling it.
When he went to lift the veil on the title, you could see this oh shit, here come the booze moment.
Or just he you could just tell that it wasn't his decision, and not that he didn't want to do it, but he knew how it was going to come across. Yeah,
it didn't go well. I'm not sure who you would have put out there to do it. That's the problem. I think Triple H just kind of took a bullet for the team.
Yep.
And
just for better for worse, he is the face of WWE/TKO.
Yep.
Side of it.
He is indeed.
Or he unless it's Nick Khan, and Nick Khan, I don't see Nick Khan ever being in ring doing any type of announcement.
On TV stuff, no. Seems unlikely. Unless Triple H.
It's not on WWE TV. He'd be on, like a CNBC or...
Yeah, for sure.
Like the business side of it, but not the actual TV side
not
of
the
it.
show. All right, moving on.
Yes, please.
What's that?
Yes, please. Move on from that.
Yeah, just a train wreck. The second last match was the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defending against Rhea Ripley with Dom in a shark cage, quote, above the ring, which didn't end up happening for some reason. Instead, he was in the shark cage hanging above the aisleway, the entranceway. I had speculated that maybe they encountered some sort of a venue issue with hanging it above the ring. Otherwise, I'm not entirely sure why they did it that way.
I think with having to lower the cage for the Hell in a Cell match, I don't think they could have had both of them up there.
Yeah, that could have been an issue. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because then the shark cage would have been hanging inside the cell.
Inside the Hell in a Cell, yeah.
That's right. That makes sense. Sense. Interesting. That's funny. That would have been hilarious. To start lowering the cell and the cage comes with it. What the hell is this thing doing in the ring?
Yeah. Just look around the cage.
Yeah. The match itself was okay. I mean, it's Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, so Rhea Ripley's amazing, but Liv is tiny and Rhea's huge, and I've never felt like their style really mixes very well for whatever reason. It's fine, but it's the story you're really paying attention to, not the crazy moves and the great wrestling from this pair of wrestlers.
It's not Liv and Rhea you want to see. It's Rhea getting her hands on Dominic that you want to see.
And speaking of Dominic was absolutely hilarious in this match. He played up his fear of heights quite well. When he was up in the cage, he was saying some hilarious one-liners that I kept listening to as the match went on. Absolutely excellent. Not much to say about the match itself until Dom found a way to open the cage door while he was still in the air. And then somehow it was so WWE. It was awesome, but it was so WWE. Somehow got his
Vince McMahon. Say it. Go ahead and say it. It was very Vince McMahon.
It definitely reeked of Vince type weirdness. Somehow Dom got his foot wrapped around a chain, which had a leather strap at the end of it, because
kind of a shackle.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess the idea was that he was shackled in there by the ankle, but I mean, why do you need a shackle when you're in a cage that's hanging above the?
That's supposed to be locked.
That's supposed to be locked, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, he somehow fell out awkwardly out of the cage, and the ankle, whatever you want to call it, the chain and leather strap that was attached to his ankle saved him from hitting the ground, but it also let him, float there like a piñata.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the match, Rhea is basically like, "Hold on a second, I got some unfinished business to take care of," and he says,
"Oh, like, yeah, you deserve it."
Yeah, the ref was just like, "Sure, why not?
I'll give you a minute."
Yeah, really weird, very strange.
Yeah.
Don't count her out or anything. Just it's fine.
Just let her beat him like a piñata.
Yeah, went out underneath the ring, grabbed a kendo stick, and then went to town on him. And then shit got really weird and botched. Out of nowhere, Raquel Rodriguez shows up and shoves Rhea to the ground from behind. Then the ref calls for the DQ. Then Raquel continues to beat up Rhea on the outside, throws Rhea back in the ring, does some sort of move to her, and then makes
the Tejana bomb for finish.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool move. And then pulls Liv on top of Rhea to cover her, even though the match has been DQ'd already. And the ref was already gone by this point, trying to help Dom down. Yeah, so from what I can tell, and not a lot of people caught this, but you can see that Rhea was waiting for Raquel when she was beating up Dom. She kept looking over her shoulder like this, like looking for where Raquel was. So the thing that's confusing to me is why she pulled Liv on top of Rhea at the end. It was as if she wasn't supposed to get DQ'd. But if that's the case, how is that all supposed to go down without the ref seeing? That's the only part I don't understand. Was Liv supposed to be distracting the ref the whole time? I don't know. But clearly not, because Raquel pulled Liv on top of Rhea. So something's missing from this puzzle.
That was just a big cluster.
Yeah. It just didn't go well. And it kind of put a damper on Raquel's return as well.
Put a huge damper on the match to completely just
derailed it.
Ruin the match for me.
Yeah, because the crowd was confused.
I don't think the match was that great anyway.
No, it really wasn't. So unfortunately, the match did not live up to the possibilities. But it was also fun up until that point. Up until the botch, it was fun. Dom was just cracking me up the whole time. He was
the highlight of the match for me.
Yep, MVP for sure.
Yep.
How did we do on predictions?
Well, we both picked Liv, and no, I'm sorry. Yeah. We both picked Liv. We lost the match, and we both picked 2 points. So nothing won, nothing lost.
Yeah. For the future, I think we should make a decision regarding DQs. Would we consider Rhea the winner of this match because of the DQ, or would we consider this nobody wins because of the DQ?
Well, I think that night, because I don't think they announced it, I think we just kind of thought it was just a no contest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I feel like if they announce it as a DQ and the winner is, in this case, Rhea, then Rhea's the winner.
Go with the winner. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So they didn't really announce who won. So maybe I guess it's a no contest. They didn't really say because commentators
I
were
know
just as confused.
I know they did say it on Monday. Liv did say that although technically Rhea won by DQ,
okay.
Liv is still champion, and I still have your title. I still have your man, and blah 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 blah.
So
I think
then that means the story's not over.
No, I don't know when it'll be over.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe Damian and Finn just continue feuding as well. Maybe this was just their first match. I don't know. Very, very strange booking in general.
Yep.
As far as match rating goes, I don't know, like a 4. I think that's generous, probably. 3. Yeah.
I did not like it.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Finn and Damian, I give that one a 4. We didn't say that.
Yeah. When the highlight of your match is not the person in the match, it's not a good sign.
Yep.
It's a shame. All right, that leads us to the main event, which is Cody and Roman versus Solo, Sikoa, and Jacob Fatu. And this match was pretty entertaining, surprisingly.
Yep.
Roman is ripped. Holy crap. It's amazing what happens when you don't have to wrestle every night. You can make yourself look like a beast. He is shredded.
Yes.
He's so thin. But he's thin in a healthy looking way. Like, he just looks good.
Yep.
Not to harp on that too much, but man, good on you, Roman. Chiseled out of stone. Giving Randy Orton a run for his money. But yeah, this match was great. I don't know if I can give you too many highlights. I guess the biggest thing that sticks out to me about the match itself, not the ending, but about the match itself, was the spot where Cody put, I think it was Jacob, on the table, the announcer's table.
Yep.
Went up to the top turnbuckle, looked over at Roman, and was like, "You got it from here." And then did a dive to the outside and took out Jacob. That was awesome. That was real good. That was
like a Shane McMahon jump or a Logan Paul jump.
Yeah, and he got height on that too. That was a good jump. That was really good.
I think the story of the whole match was, Jacob. You can't keep Jacob down, but I mean, that was Cody making Jacob stay down, but having to take himself out to do it.
Yeah, they made Jacob look super strong in this match.
Yep. Which they have since he showed up.
Yeah. Solo, not so much. Solo's still looking weak.
Solo. He's still taking L's.
Yeah. Anything else about the match before we get to the ending?
The entrances. I thought it was very interesting that Roman came out last. Cody came out first before Roman.
Very strange. Yeah. Cody's hometown, right?
Cody's hometown.
He came out first. He had a marching band play his theme at first, and then apparently they played a little bit through his song. I didn't really hear it.
Some of them did, some of them didn't.
Yeah, it was very uncoordinated. It looked like
very uncoordinated. Yeah,
and then Roman had his own pretty epic entrance with
It
looked like the same or similar choir that they had at WrestleMania.
I can look it up. It was some famous choir from Atlanta, or semi-famous choir from Atlanta.
That one didn't go as well. That one they played during his music playing. So it pretty much all the live stuff, all the live instruments pretty much just got drowned out.
Yep.
So that didn't go well. Neither entrance really was like mind-blowingly good.
No.
It felt a little rushed and uncoordinated. And of course Solo and Jacob just came out to Solo's music, and that was it. Nothing special there.
Which I enjoy better than both of them, than both Roman and Cody's.
I agree. I think you had commented that Solo's theme song is just really
good. I like it.
Yeah, it's so
with
good.
The graphics behind, with the flame, with the fire, I like it.
Yeah. Anything else about the match before we get to the ending?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, it's a very Roman match and a very Cody match.
Yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. Yep. Nothing crazy to write home about. It was good though.
No big spots. It was just a very WWE match.
Yeah. The high spots and the craziness didn't start until towards the end of the match. Like I said, it started with the Cody doing the jump onto the table to take out Jacob, and then it was down to Roman and Solo. Solo, I think Solo did something to Roman. Was it a low blow? I don't know. He did. He cheated in some sort of way that knocked Roman down.
Yep.
And then I spotted this a lot earlier than I think a lot of other people did, but there was a man standing on the outside of the ring in a hoodie and a face mask for a pretty lengthy period of time. Also, I want to point out that earlier in the night during the Drew Punk match, you had pointed out that there was a TV under the ring. Yes. Now we know who was hiding.
Yeah.
It was Jimmy Uso making his long-awaited return. And the crowd went bananas
for
his return.
They really did.
He took out the Tama. Oh, it was the Tamatanga and Tongaloa came out. That's what it was. And he took them out. And then Roman got up, speared. Solo pinned him for the win. Cody and Roman are your winners. They celebrate in the ring. And then Cody then Jimmy and Roman leave out to the entranceway. And the new bloodlines start beating the absolute piss out of Cody Rhodes. And Jimmy is looking at Roman going, we helping him? What are we doing?
Yep.
Are we helping him?
I'll go if you go.
Yeah, and Roman was like, it was a one-time thing. And Jimmy's like, I'll go with you. Go. You drop a chief. And
I'll follow you. Yep.
Roman runs back into the ring with Jimmy. They fend off the new bloodline. And Cody raises his title towards Roman, sort of as a thank you and an acknowledgement, shall we say.
Yeah.
And as soon as he raises the title, if you smell, The Rock comes out. I am blown away because I was not expecting that. And it was perfect timing because I thought the show was over. Very similar to when Punk came back. It was one of those moments where they're like, just time it perfect, and I timed it perfectly, and it was shocking. We didn't really get anything from The Rock. The Rock came out in final boss mode, kind of just stared down Cody and Roman, and he did this, which I'm not sure what that means, and then he did the old neck slice. And then he left.
But there was three of them in the ring: Cody, Roman, Jimmy. And throat slash was for those three.
Yeah. Also saw some speculation online that it might mean Cody, Roman, Rock, triple threat.
Yeah.
A lot of different things that it could mean. And then I don't know if you followed him on Instagram, but he was Instagramming for like the rest of the exit out of the
on his
arena.
way out the on his way out the arena. Yeah.
He was just The Rock.
I like how he took a couple swigs of tequila and then got in his truck to drive away. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird. I was like, I don't know about that there, Rocky. That was kind of strange. I mean, I'm sure he can, handle a shitload of booze, but a little weird.
Yeah. Probably not the smartest thing to advertise, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. That was pretty stupid. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was highly entertaining. Luckily, it was not on WWE TV, so it wasn't that.
Yep.
That would have been real bad if he had done that on the TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, highly entertaining. Good match. We have a lot of questions about where things are going. But I think we know where things aren't going because, and I'll get to that right after this. Let's check in with our predictions to find out who is the predictions champion.
Well, if you remember from our prediction show, this was the only match that we picked separate, or that we picked different picks.
Yeah.
We both put 3 points on it. You picked Roman and Cody, and I picked the Bloodline.
And new.
So that means and new.
So we have officially, I think, I have won all the WWE ones, and you've won all the AEW ones. Is that how this has gone so far?
Yeah.
Because it's been back and forth, back and forth.
Yep, it's been back and forth.
It's crazy.
Yep.
No one has successfully defended the title yet.
The hardest thing to do isn't to win the title, it's to defend the title.
It's to keep it. Exactly.
It's to keep it, yep. That is so the hardest thing to do.
Cool. After the show, this was not advertised or shown on WWE television or anything like that. Fans outside the arena recorded Cody Rhodes getting beaten down by Kevin Owens.
Having an argument, and then Kevin going to blows, taking out Cody.
Yeah, and the only acknowledgement that WWE has given is Triple H said in a tweet that they are aware of what happened in the parking lot after Bad Blood, and they intend on dealing with the matter internally.
Yep.
So lots of opinions on this particular thing. I don't like it personally. I get that the idea of it is that it's spontaneous, it's unexpected, and it's, I don't know, makes it seem more real. But I was waiting for the moment that Kevin Owens turned on Cody. I wanted it to be in front of a crowd to get that reaction from the crowd, and instead they just do it like...
Yeah, I didn't really think of it that way, but yeah.
So, yeah, I don't what do you think about that? I don't like it, personally.
It's a new way to do it. I mean, I guess it's a throwback to the way things used to be, or the way things happened before, way back in NWA days. But I mean, like you said, it's the fact that they have completely avoided talking about it. I guess in a way to make people tune into SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what they say, if anything, on SmackDown.
Yeah, maybe
it airs later this week, but it's definitely very different the way that they've done it.
Yeah. What really confuses me is the timing of it, because we know that Gunther and Cody are going to be facing off at Crown Jewels, so the Kevin Owens and Cody feud's going to have to wait until Survivor Series. So the only thing I can think of that they're doing here is that come SmackDown, you're going to find out that Kevin was suspended, and then he's going to make his return at Crown Jewel to cost Cody the Crown Jewel Championship.
That could be.
That's my only theory right now.
Has Kevin done? Well, yeah, Kevin has done Saudi shows. I think he did. I think he did one the same as Sammy, because I think I remember seeing video of Kevin backstage when Sammy went out or something. I don't know.
Let me look it up real quick. Kevin Owens Crown Jewel.
I know they have another one in the spring. I don't remember the name of that one.
Oh yeah, AJ Styles. For the United States Championship, I think.
Let's see.
I don't remember that match.
Yeah.
No, they faced off at SummerSlam. Crown Jewel? Did they face off at Crown Jewel? Yeah. Yeah, they faced off at AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel 2019, it looks like. Let me double check that.
Night of Champions. Kevin and Sammy versus Bloodline? Yeah.
That's in Saudi?
Yep, that was in Saudi. May of 2023.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that's right.
That was a rematch from... No, yeah, it was Roman and Solo.
So he must agree to it as long as Sammy...
Yep.
Sammy agrees to it, he'll agree to it, kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, that I'm going with that. That seems like the most likely scenario here.
But then does that mean Kevin and Cody at Survivor Series?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going with.
And Cody not in the War Games?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be in the War Games. I think they're writing him out of the Bloodline story until we get to the Rumble, and then he'll.
I mean, that's probably a good choice if they do that.
He needs some title defenses. He can't continue to just not defend his title.
And another one against Cody, or did another one against Kevin?
Yeah. I think what we're going to get at War Games, I think we're going to get 2 matches. I think we're going to get a Judgment Day War Games match and a Bloodline versus Bloodline match. And I think the Bloodline match is going to be Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy versus the New Bloodline. Because Sammy's not going to be doing anything. And I think Jay's probably going to lose his Intercontinental Championship back to Braun. That's my assumption right now.
Yeah.
Mark it.
We'll see.
We will see, though. Overall, WWE Bad Blood, not amazing. Definitely a down step from some of their other pay-per-views this year. Sorry, PLEs. Never going to get used to that. But it had 2 absolute winners in the main event and the opening match, ironically.
Yeah.
The other 3 matches kind of, we didn't rate the Cody Roman match. I would give it probably 7.
7.
7. Cool. All right.
Overall, I'd give the show a 6. Honestly, not that good.
Well. No, it was fine.
Between the 3 middle matches and the stinker Crown Jewel Championship segment, 6 at best.
Yeah, that Crown Jewel segment, man. Oh my god, what a pile of crap! You put that there instead of Gunther Sammy. Like, seriously, stupid.
Or even Jay and Xavier Woods.
Yeah,
which was on Raw.
Or they could have built towards Jay and Braun having their rematch at Bad Blood. All right, enough about WWE. Good job, WWE. We'll see what happens towards Crown Jewel.
We'll see you in Saudi.
Yeah. When is Crown Jewel? Let's see.
November. No. The 30th?
November 2nd.
It was November 4 weeks from. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a gap. All right. Let's move on to AEW Wrestledream predictions.
Coming at you from.
As you all know, AEW is my weak spot. I don't watch AEW. The only thing I watch is the AEW pay-per-views. I do not watch the television. I just can't.
And I'm a sucker for punishment. I do watch it.
Yes, you do. So you definitely have a ongoing advantage over me on these AEW predictions. So let's see if I can finally win one and be the first to defend their title. So let's start off. There are 9 matches. Good God.
As of now. There are only 9.
Yeah, so just as a reference, we are recording this as of October 10th. So this is before Collision. Actually, when is... I've been told that Wrestledream's on Saturday.
It is on Saturday. So is there a Collision? Is there a Friday Collision?
Oh, maybe they're going to do it on Friday. Is there something on Sunday that's preventing it? Or is it just to avoid the football?
NFL football.
Yeah, just avoiding.
Basically, TonyCon and AEW aren't going to go up against the NFL because of Tony's interest and because of his involvement with the NFL.
Right. Okay. Yeah, 7:00 Eastern, unless you want to watch the pre-show, in which case 6:30 Eastern.
5:30 probably. They usually go 90 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Okay. All right, let's start off with... I'm going to have a hard time talking about some of these matches because they're kind of insane. A 2 out of 3 Falls match. Hologram. Don't even know who that is. Versus Beast Mordos. Also don't know who that is. So I have nothing to say on this match. Do you have anything you can fill me in on?
Well, I don't know if it might make a difference in your pick. Hologram is basically the one character that was completely Tony Khan's idea, Tony Khan's gimmick that he came up with.
Okay.
He has had, I think, 7 or 8 matches all on Collision. He had 1 match on Dynamite this last week, and he is undefeated. He is completely undefeated. So I don't know if they're trying to build up
a Goldberg,
some kind of big streak for him.
What a terrible name.
He is, yeah, but he is a big deal for the IWC, hardcore AEW fans.
All right.
He's very athletic, does a lot of the, cool moves that hardcore fan base just loves to see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not changing my predictions. I think that would be unfair because you're giving me insider info.
So I'm certainly no insider. I'm just giving information.
I could do my own research, but
yeah.
I choose to just go off of what I know. I went with Hologram simply because Beast Mordos, if I recall correctly, has mostly been treated as enhancement talent. So I figured Hologram was the way to go there, even though I don't know who he is.
Yep.
And why is it that these two are owed a 2 out of 3 falls match? Because AEW, like 2 out of 3 falls should be for like a top tier.
I think something happened on Dynamite this week. They were involved in a tag match against each other, and they got attacked, or Hologram got attacked afterwards, and Tony Khan made the match. 2 out of 3 falls.
Interesting.
Yep.
Hologram. Good Lord. Terrible name. Yeah. All right, who did you have?
I also have Hologram.
Okay. I don't
see him losing his streak. I have this one for 8.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Yeah, okay. I got this one for 8.
I got this one for 4.
4, okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Got that one.
Did not know that. I have a bad feeling about these predictions. I'm already starting off rough. I did not know that there was a Goldberg in AEW.
Yes.
All right. Next match. Adam Page versus Jay White. 1-on-1.
Yep.
I have nothing to say because I don't know the story in this one. Anything you can fill me in on this one, sir?
They didn't have anything going against each other before Jay White got hurt. Jay White has been out with an injury for a while. Jay White came back last week when Adam Page was beating up Jeff Jarrett. Maybe, yeah, when he was beating up Jeff Jarrett. And they attacked Jay White attacked him, and then came out on Dynamite this week after his match against Enhancement Talent and called out Adam Page for a match at Wrestledream. And Tony Khan answered and said, "You got your match." So we get Jay White against Adam Page with, 4 days before it was, 4 days before the match.
Okay. I've got Adam Page in this one just because of what I know from, he absolutely destroyed Swerve Strickland. So for him to go from destroying the former world champion to losing to Jay White just doesn't make any sense to me. So I went with Adam Page.
It's AEW, so who knows?
I'm using WWE Triple H logic for Tony Khan, and I really shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. I don't see them bringing back Jay White just to
have him lose.
Because I'm hoping they push Jay White as a singles star. Because I think Jay White, he's good on the mic, he's good in the ring. I'd love to see them push him as a singles star for championship. So I'm gonna go with Jay White. I don't know why they would have Hangman Page lose, coming off murdering or almost murdering Swerve.
Straight up murdering.
Yeah. But I've got Jay White winning.
All right. How many points?
I have 1 point.
Oh, I have 5.
Because I don't know. this is the one that I just don't feel confident in.
Okay.
Because I neither one of them can afford to lose. I don't.
Yeah. AEW's booking is fucking weird, man.
Unless
weird.
Unless Swerve comes out and costs Adam Page the loss, but I don't need to see another Swerve and Hangman Page match.
AEW's so weird.
Yeah.
It definitely is an alternative to WWE. AEW's just chaos. You don't know what's going
to happen. The one thing though is a lot of these you cannot predict.
But that's not necessarily a good thing.
No, it's not. But I don't know. It is and it isn't, because you don't.
It is and it isn't. It's a double-edged sword.
Because you really don't know where they're going to go with stuff after,
After the freaking chaos that was All Out, especially. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Suffocating Bryan Danielson with a plastic bag.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. So stupid. All right, yeah, so
I've got Jay White for 1.
And Adam Page for 5. For me. All right. Next up, we got Darby Allin versus Brody King in an open challenge. That I believe Darby Allin was the one who issued the open challenge.
Yep. Because, he gave up his title shot to have a match with Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley won. So Jon Moxley won the title match from Darby. And Darby says, okay, I'll fight anybody.
Stupid.
Yep.
I still have Darby Allin. Darby Allin. Who the hell's Darby Allin? Darby Allin winning this. I still think they want to. I mean, I don't. I hate their booking. It's so annoying. I like. They keep making Darby Allin look strong, and then they're like, here's put up you have a title match. Oh wait, no, you're gonna put the title match on the line. Oh, you lost it.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand. I'm pulling for Darby in this one just because I do think that he should be in the main event at some point, and he can't continue to decline. And then what are they going to do with Brody King right now? Are they really going to push Brody King? I don't think so.
No. I mean,
I'm going with Darby.
The history of big men in AEW is not good.
Yeah.
Especially one
Wardlow.
Wardlow, looking at you, Lance Archer. Hobbs, they were doing okay with him, but Hobbs got hurt.
Yeah.
But again, it's not a big man's company.
Mean Mr. Steroids? That guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Super steroids?
Yep. I don't know where they would go with Brody if he wins.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Tony just no one screams no one's AEW like Darby Allin. I mean, he will live, he will die AEW.
Unfortunately,
hopefully not literally in AEW, but he lives and breathes AEW, for better for worse.
Yeah.
Love him or hate him, he is Mr. AEW pretty much. So I also have Darby winning.
Okay. I've got Darby for 6.
I've got Darby for 2.
Ooh, all right. That'll give me some hope.
Just on the hope that they actually might do something to try to build Brody King. I mean, there's rumors. Yeah. I don't know exactly when the contract's up. I think it's coming up within the next 6 months or so of Malachi Black. And of course, his wife's in WWE. He might jump. There's all these kind of rumors that he's looking to go back to WWE with Triple H in charge. So
he would be sick as a newcomer to Judgment Day.
Yeah, I mean he could have some good matches with Priest, with Bronson Reed, but we digress.
Him and Priest put on just as a banger. Damn.
But yeah,
put that in my head. Now I gotta wait 6 months.
Yep. So yeah, I'm hoping they try to do stuff with some others like Brody King, some others on the card, on the roster. So I'm hoping Brody King can win, but I'm thinking Darby Allin's gonna win. it's in his home state, his hometown. But
fair.
I've got Darby for 2.
Okay.
And you said you got Darby for 6?
Yeah.
All right. Mark down.
And you had my Adam Page for 5?
Yep, Page for 5.
Okay. Next up. I hate when they do this. The ROH Ring of Honor World Championship is on the line on an AEW pay-per-view because reasons. Mark Briscoe defends against Chris Jericho. Yeah, what do you guys say about this one? Again, I don't know much about the stories, so.
They had the.
I know that Chris is like running around with Big Bill and someone else.
Yeah, you had the trios match with the Learning Tree group, Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith against the conglomeration of.
Is that really what they're called now? The Learning Tree group?
It's just it's not the Learning Tree group. It's the 3 of them.
Okay, they just don't have a name.
They don't have a group name. It's just the Learning Tree and
I was going to say, how many stables is Chris Jericho going to be a part of while he's in AEW?
Yeah. They had those 3. And then I think Jericho beat one of them at Grand Slam. Or, Jericho. No, yeah, it was the trios match at Grand Slam. Jericho's team won.
Okay.
So Jericho demanded a title match against Jay Briscoe. Against Mark Briscoe. Briscoe comes out, and this was at Dynamite 2 weeks ago. Not this past week, but the week before. They get into some words, and Jericho basically says, your brother was a lot better than you.
Damn.
The one that, yeah. Brings up Jay Briscoe, of course, who died in a car wreck last year.
Yeah.
And them's fighting words, son. So Mark accepts the challenge, and we get a title match.
All right, Mark not Briscoe a bad setup. I'll give it that. All right. Yep. Jericho's won the ROH title once before, right?
Yep. That's what made him the Ocho. He's 8-time world champion.
That's right.
So he was the Ocho because that was his 8th world title.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I called the ROH title a world title, but sure, Jericho. Whatever you say.
I did. I wouldn't necessarily call. At this point, I wouldn't call it a world title. Maybe in the old ROH days, the AJ Styles, the Samoa Joes.
Yeah.
Back
Nowadays,
then,
it's basically just the AEW farm.
Yeah, I'd say I call the equivalent of the NXT World Championship.
Yeah.
Trick Williams, Ethan Page, I wouldn't call Braun Breaker a one-time world champion.
No, I agree.
Or two-time because he won it twice. So I'd equate those two to be the same. Yeah.
I have Mark retaining. Not very confident on this one, but Jericho just doesn't need a title. He just doesn't.
He doesn't. Nope.
And he's not very popular, really, right now. He's kind of had a rough go of the last year at this point. With the crowds, they just don't like him.
It seems like a lot of people just want to see him go, and he's feeding into it with his gimmick.
He is, but he's starting to get go away heat, which is not the heat you want. You don't want Baron Corbin heat. You want.
Baron Corbin's underappreciated.
I agree. I'm not gonna. I'm not shitting on Baron Corbin. He did have go away heat for a very long time. I don't know. I don't see a reason to give Jericho the title. So Mark.
He's got Mercedes heat for me because I don't want to see.
Yeah. We don't want you here.
Yeah, I don't want to see him lose. I just not want to see him. Pretty much.
Yeah. There's other more deserving people
right
now. I think Jericho would probably be. I mean, I don't think it'll ever happen at this point, but I think he would be better suited to come back to WWE, just to have like an end of career run with WWE. He seems to be alluding to the fact that he will finish his career in AEW, and I'm like, why? Go back to WWE. It's post Vince. You could do some crazy cool stuff over there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think if Cena can come back for a year retirement tour, Jericho can come back.
I mean, I think if Jericho took 4, 5, 6 months away from the company and just made a big surprise comeback to save a big baby face, I think the fans could get behind him again in AEW. But I mean, he'd have to take at least a few months off just to get
the problem with Jericho
out of people's minds.
He doesn't get injured, so he's never away.
Right.
And the only time he's ever away is when he leaves the company.
Yeah.
So he does need to take some time off.
Which is good on him. If he's safe, for sure. He doesn't get hurt and he doesn't hurt other people, which he doesn't. So
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yep. 34 years. He's in his 35th year now.
Crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I would prefer to see him back in WWE just to do something cool. I think AEW's had it with him, or like the fan base anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got Mark Briscoe for 3.
3. I've got Mark Briscoe for 6.
Oh shit! I'm so fucked.
No.
I'm so screwed. All these ones where we have the same choice and you have a higher point count than me, I'm fucked on. It's over.
That's only been 2. You've had.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, no. You. It's 3. We agreed on Hologram, Darby.
Yeah, we've had 3 the same.
Yeah.
But 2 that I've had.
Oh, 2 where you had
higher
more
than
points.
You. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on. TNT Championship. Jack Perry is defending against Shibata. What can you tell me about this match, good sir?
They're having a match on Saturday.
It's one of those, is it?
Yeah. They've kind of gone back and forth a little bit the last couple weeks. Perry had a match against... Who did he have his match against? Darby, not Darby.
He's looking it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Suzuki, Christopher Daniels, Leo Rush. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how Shibata got involved in it. Oh, yeah. On his open challenge 2 weeks ago on Grand Slam week, on Collision, Minoru Suzuki came out, answered the challenge, and after the match, he was beating down Suzuki, and Shibata came out and saved Suzuki.
Gotcha.
So that's how they became.
Interesting.
Yep.
Whatever happened to the whole ranking system in AEW? Did they give that up?
It seems like they did. Even if you look at their website, they don't have win-loss records anymore on their website.
They don't even showcase that on the nameplates?
Nope.
They gave that up, man.
Gave that up too.
Interesting.
Yep.
I kind of preferred it when it was like that. Honestly, at least it made some semblance of sense.
It made him different.
Yeah, it made him different too. Yeah,
it made him different.
Whatever.
Yep.
Okay. I have Jack Perry.
I've got Jack Perry too.
Yeah, I don't think it makes any sense for Jack to lose. Still, he's got to lose against the right opponent, and Shibata's not the right opponent.
Shibata's not the right opponent.
I've got this for 9.
9. Okay.
This is my 9.
I've got it for 7.
Ah, shit. I thought I was going to get a good one on you. Damn it.
Nope.
Fuck. All right.
I mean,
moving on.
You're safe with that. You're pretty safe with that.
All right. Moving on. We've got the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Young Bucks defending against Private Party. What can you tell me about this one?
In the original AEW Tag Team Tournament, when Dynamite first started, it was either the first Dynamite or the second Dynamite. The Young Bucks faced Private Party in the tournament. Private Party beat them, which at that time Private Party was a new unknown team, and of course the Young Bucks were two of the four that formed the company, big stars of the company at that time, and it was a huge thing for Private Party to beat them.
Right.
After that, in the last 5 years, Private Party really hasn't done a whole lot. One of them was hurt for a while. He came back, and then I think the other one spent a little bit of time hurt. They've been part of factions with Matt Hardy before Jeff Hardy came in.
Right.
Of course, on Dark and Dark Elevation when that was around, they
Dark Elevation.
They just never really got a big push. In the last month or so, when since the whole Moxley and his group came out, Private Party has kind of stood up, and they've really kind of commanded a little bit more of the spotlight, or demanded a little bit more of the spotlight. They've, I guess, unleashed a more ferocious side of them, a more forceful side. They're giving strong promos. They're coming out and handling, some tag matches pretty quickly, just trying to give them a push. And, they say that they're ready to, take charge of the tag division. I do like that they're trying to, push a team that they haven't pushed.
Mm-hmm.
So that I do kind of like the idea of a team coming up and, possibly dethroning the Bucks.
The question is, will they?
What
do you think?
I have them winning. I have Private Party beating the Young Bucks. This gimmick of the EVPs has just completely run its course for me. Not that I ever really had a course with them, but it's just kind of run its course.
Yeah.
I would love to see another team other than the Bucks and FTR, than the Acclaimed. I'd love to see just, another team that take the reins and, have a run.
Yeah, agreed. However, I have the Bucks.
Yeah. As I thought you might. I kind of waffled on this one too, but I'm hoping that,
having not known what you just told me, I may have gone with Private Party. But I also know that the Young Bucks are stubborn and egotistical. And
yeah,
if they lost the first time, to me, I can see them winning this time.
Yeah. I think Young Bucks are kind of a safe pick. I think with this one, I was kind of picking more who I would like to see win more. Yeah.
All right. How many points are you wagering on that one?
I put 4. I put 4 on it.
I put 8.
Yeah, I can see that.
That could be a tide turner.
Yeah, it can be.
All right. God, these pay-per-views are so freaking long. So many freaking matches. This is brutal. All right. 3 left.
Yep.
AEW Women's World Championship. Mariah May defending against Willow Nightingale. What can you tell me about this one? Didn't they wrestle already, or did Willow face Tony?
I think
Willow faced Tony last time. Could be wrong. Or it may have been Willow versus Mercedes TBS Championship. I might be thinking of. I know Willow went for one of the 2 titles already.
Let's see. They had a match at the for the Owen Hart Cup Championship this year.
And Mariah won
Mariah where Mariah beat Willow and then turned on Tony afterwards.
Right.
So this is kind of a rematch from that. The match was made on on Tuesday on Dynamite this week.
Ooh.
That was supposed to be Britt Baker versus Willow. Depending on what you read, Britt had travel issues getting to Dynamite, or she was pulled from the match. But either way, it ended up being a 4-way match, and Willow won the right to face Mariah at the pay-per-view.
Interesting setup.
Yep. So it wasn't really a story, a build going into it like that. It was, she won the match for the right to get the title match.
Having not known that, my pick is Mariah May.
Yep.
But I can see Willow winning this. But now that you've told me that it was basically a thrown together kind of thing, maybe not. I don't know. I'm less confident now, I will say, but I'm not changing my points. I think we should go with the honor system and stick with our original picks. So I'm going to stick with Mariah May.
I'm going with Mariah. We have not seen Toni Storm since losing the title. I don't have Mariah losing the title until she has words, fists, fight, match, whatever with Toni.
Rematch with Toni.
We may see Toni return this weekend. But for this match, I have Mariah winning.
Yeah, I can't see...
Unless Toni comes back to cost her the match.
Yeah, and then they have a grudge match. But you'd think it would be over the title and not just
you would think it would be over the title. Yep.
Yeah. But they could go the way of the non-title route. But interesting. Yep. All right. I went with 7 points on this one.
I've got 9. This was the one I'm most confident in.
Damn.
Yep.
All right.
Just because I don't see Mariah losing the title until she meets Toni.
That's good. It's good logic. I see it. All right. AEW International Championship. Will Ospreay defends against Ricochet, and the name I can never pronounce correctly. I'm going to try it one more time. Konosuke Takeshita.
Yes.
Oh, we got it right on the first time. I didn't even read it. I just thought it. Konosuke Takeshita.
Yep.
I had a hard time with this one. Not even knowing the story. The only part of the story I know is, Will Ospreay and Ricochet are friends. And, he was really happy when Ricochet came into AEW. And I knew that they were going to face off against each other eventually. But I don't know what Takeshita is in there for. What's that all about?
Okay, so, Takeshita's in with the Don Callis family.
Yes.
With Kyle Fletcher and where Will Ospreay used to be.
Right.
In the tag title match, the tag title turmoil gauntlet match, whatever, Don Callis wanted Will Ospreay to tag with Kyle Fletcher instead of Takeshita. Takeshita, you could tell, was a little jealous of that. So when the Fletcher and Ospreay lost the match against the Young Bucks at Grand Slam. And then the next week, when Ospreay had his big rematch with Ricochet, on their big, long story feud, 1 week later, they had their big match.
Oh my God, I didn't even know this.
Yeah. So Ospreay had his match with Ricochet.
Was it a good match?
Oh, sure. I mean, depends on what fan base you like. Depends on which fan base you are. They had a spot at the end of the match where they traded, I don't know, kicks, destroyers, something. Ospreay ended up hitting Ricochet with a hidden blade. He landed on top of Ricochet, but Ricochet had one arm over on top of Ospreay. Both shoulders were down for both competitors. Ref counted to 3.
Double count out. Or double pin.
Double pin. They both wanted to go 5 more minutes. Tony Khan gave him 5 more minutes. 1 minute later, Takeshita came out and hit Will Ospreay, and the match was called. So that match got a no finish, and Takeshita got, and now we have a triple threat.
Interesting.
Yep.
So they must be saving Will Ospreay versus Ricochet 1-on-1 for like a big show. Officially.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that doesn't really help me.
Yeah.
So obviously, again, without knowing all that, I went with Ospreay. But I can see from that, I can see Takeshita winning that, and I can actually see Ricochet winning it by, like, Ospreay and Takeshita are going at it, and Ricochet takes advantage and takes the title from them, from Will, and then Will and Takeshita go on to have a feud, and Ricochet goes on to defend his championship. So, like, I don't know, like, all three winners make sense to me. So, I do have Ospreay, but it's only for 2 points.
I've got Takeshita. I think they might pull the trigger on getting Takeshita a title. I think maybe Ospreay hits Ricochet with one of his 14 signature / finishing moves. Takeshita hits Ospreay, pushes him out of the ring, and then covers Ricochet for the win. So Ospreay loses his title without getting pinned.
Without even being pinned.
Yep.
Interesting.
Which would put more heat on Takeshita.
Ooh, that's good. I buy that.
That's an old WWE trick.
Yeah.
To get heat on the heel.
And how many points do you got on Takeshita?
I got 3. I put 3 on that.
Oh, interesting. All right.
And you said you had 2?
2. Yeah.
2.
All right, that brings us to the main event. The AEW World Championship, Bryan Danielson defending against Jon Moxley, with the caveat that Bryan Danielson said he would retire by the end of 2024. Does that mean he's going to lose against Jon Moxley? Is there anything about this match I need to know about that I don't already know? I know they obviously Moxley turned on him at the last pay-per-view. What happened with, like, the Blackpool Combat Club? What happened with, like, Wheeler and all that stuff?
Well, this week on Dynamite, they had some that Grand Slam set it up. They had, of course, at the end of the match last week of the Darby and Moxley match, I think Danielson ended up coming out, cutting a promo saying that he was going to kick Moxley's effing head off. Something. This week on Dynamite, it was Claudio and Pac against Danielson and Wheeler Yuta in a tag match. Of course, you've got Yuta, Danielson, and Pac are still trios champions. So it was interesting having all 3 of those trios titles winners, trios champions, being in the same match, one going against the other 2. The things got out of hand at the end. Danielson and Moxley fought to the back and then back to the ring. Yuta was getting the crap kicked out of him, and Danielson ended up fighting him off. And yeah, just a big grudge match between Danielson and Moxley with 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks build.
Okay. Well, not having known everything that's happened since All Out, I can say that my pick is Bryan Danielson.
Okay.
But only for 1 point. I'm not confident at all. Because the last time I said Bryan Danielson was going to win, he didn't. And the last time I said that Bryan Danielson was going to win, or wasn't going to win, he did. So, my bets on Bryan Danielson have always been wrong. So, I don't know what to make of it. I'm very not confident in him, or at least in what they're doing with him. Because like I don't know if he said it recently, but he kept saying, leading up to All Out and around All Out, that he's retiring at the end of the year. This is the last pay-per-view of the year for. Oh no, at World's End is in December, isn't it?
Well, I mean, supposedly his full-time contract ran out even before All In. It ran out at August 1st.
So is he just like
working
wrestling out of contract, or is he?
I think. I mean,
we don't know.
I mean, I'm sure he signed some kind of handshake maybe. Deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he said that he'll never fully retire. He'd probably be like on some kind of, I don't know, Brock deal, not necessarily a contract, but he'd wrestle special attraction matches.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
But if he's not full time, then we know he's not going to win the title at any point. Right. So
and from things he said, he said he's going to need back surgery by the end of the year.
That's right. Yeah.
And I saw something this week saying, even in his match last week that he had with Okada, that he was losing feeling in one of his legs, or
oh man,
that he is really feeling it a lot more lately.
Crap. Yeah. Maybe I should have changed my.
But they're in Tacoma, which is near his home. In Washington.
Stop changing my mind, bro. You're going with Moxley, aren't you?
I'm kind of changing my mind. I don't know.
You went with Bryan as well?
I did go with Bryan.
Okay. Clearly more confident than I was. I have a 1. You've used your 1.
I've got 5 on this. I did have. I did have 3 on this, but I changed it to 5. I don't know. I
don't know, man. My gut tells me that he'll keep it and lose it at World's End.
I think depending on what they're doing with Moxley in his group.
Yeah. Which let's be honest, they don't have long-term storytelling.
I don't. Of course, the big rumor is Shane McMahon's going to be involved with it.
Damn
it. And the whole. Christian on Dynamite kind of got into some words with Hook.
Oh, he's still got the money
he's got his
contract.
Yeah. He's got his contract that he can cash in at any time. So, there is still that looming overhead. What I'm thinking is Danielson beats Moxley, and then Moxley challenges Christian for the right to the contract, and Moxley wins the contract because,
And then faces him again.
Yeah, and faces him again. Well, why not, right? He talked Darby out of
anything.
Yeah, he talked Darby out of his contract, out of his guaranteed title match, and let him talk Christian out of his. Right? Why?
Interesting.
Because AEW. I don't know. No, but
it's AEW.
Yeah,
no
because AEW. Yeah, no logic. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've got Bryan just because not that I don't want Moxley to win, not that he doesn't need the title. He doesn't need the title, but I just don't see. I don't know. I don't see Danielson losing it yet.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong. I may be wrong.
Well, we will find out in 2 days. I unfortunately will not be watching the show live because it is Thanksgiving in Canada this weekend.
Oh, excellent.
So I will be with the fam jam.
Nice.
So yeah, I will catch it on maybe on Sunday. I don't have anything on Sunday, if not Monday. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and avoid the internet Saturday night, Sunday night, until I can watch the show. So yeah, I like to watch these things without spoilers. It's very hard to avoid spoilers when you're on Twitter. Cool. All right, so got all of our predictions locked in?
I do. They are.
All right. I'll close them in the vault. They're closed.
And a couple interesting things. Obviously, we still have Collision. I didn't know if there is a Collision. There is one glaring person missing from this card, and that's Mercedes and her title.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They're not going to add a 10th or a 12th match, technically. With the two.
I mean, I don't know. Are they going to have a pay-per-view without Mercedes?
That is weird.
And there's no Okada.
Unless they're starting to realize that she's not all she's cracked up to be. And they're trying to figure out what to do. Yep.
I mean, it looks like they are building to a feud with Chris Statlander.
Right.
Why?
Because reasons.
Because
AEW.
Last time we saw Statlander in a major spot, she was a heel with Stokely Hathaway. Now she came out as a face to confront Mercedes and Camille. So
whatever.
So I mean,
chaos, right?
They'll get a good match out of her because Statlander's pretty good.
You know what else I noticed about this pay-per-view?
What's that?
No gimmicks.
No,
unless you count 2 out of 3 falls. But there's no hardcore. There's no ladder match. There's no DQ. There's no crazy.
There isn't. No.
That's really weird.
I mean, not to say that there's going to be bending of rules and long breaks outside, or
we're going to get a ref bump. I guarantee you on the show somewhere, and maybe one of the matches will be changed last minute to a no DQ match of some kind.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll do something.
On the show, Swerve Strickland returns. We don't know what that is.
We don't know what that is.
He's returning.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's a segment. Actually, I think it is a segment where he comes out and talks, because he did an interview with someone somewhere. I can't remember. I read the excerpts.
That was who was that? I think it might have been Rich Eisen.
Yeah, it was a podcast interview of some kind, and he had said that he's going to go out there and talk, and he's got a lot to talk about. So, whatever that means. So yeah, I what I'm trying to think of is, does this look like a good show on paper? It looks like an AEW show.
Yeah. Matches will be good. I mean, matches will be really entertaining, like they always are.
Yeah, like I'm looking forward to, erasing story. I'm looking forward to Adam Page and Jay White. I'm looking forward to Will Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita. I think that's probably going to steal the show. And then Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. I'm just interested to see, what happens with Bryan.
Yep.
I hope he's okay.
I mean, I think
the most important part.
Hologram and Beast Mortos, that fan base.
I don't know enough about them to say.
That fan base is going to go crazy for that. You're going to see, Ricochet and Ospreay turned up.
You don't say.
Yeah. I mean, they do crazy stuff.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. All right. Well, this has been a pretty lengthy show for us. So I think it's about that time that we sign off. You can reach me at COE_TJ Leo on Twitter.
And I'm at Cole2K, CULL2K.
And you can email your questions into co.op.podcasts@gmail.com. We will be back next week with the AEW Wrestledream results and the results of our predictions. I don't have good feelings for my defense, but we will see what happens.
Well,
who knows? You never know.
Who knows? You never know.
Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
All right. See you next week.